What's up guys, here's Shana and today we are going to check out Sunway Velocity 2 in Cheras itself. Let's go! Hey guys, after several years we are back again to this project, and based on the previous episode we have seen so much progress. Like the Velocity Mall is so complete right now. You have the medical center, you have Sunway College, then you have the little Nanjing going on within the commercial area. The MRTs and LRTs are also in full operations already, so that really illustrates the execution ability of the developer. And right opposite Sunway Velocity will be Sunway Velocity 2, which is this one. So the first thing, check out the show unit, then we go check out the site. Let's go. Sunway Velocity, and in the master plan you have several components all together complementing each other. But the highlight here will be the distance away from the brand new CBD, that is TRX. So it's the same MRT line connecting over, so there will be possibilities of people staying here then working there, right? So it's a walking distance to the Cochrane station there. It's also walking distance away to this MRT station called the Maluri station, and it's an interchange between LRT and MRT. And the main selling point here, it's really the distance away from the CBD. Like within the same street, you can go to KL City Centre where there's Pavilion, KLCC, all the main office towers are there. Then coming into this scale model, this will be Jalan Peel, and this will be Sunway Velocity 2. You have the mall, you have the medical center, the Sunway Education is also here, hotel is also here. Generally, all components are managed by them as well. In Sunway Velocity 2, there are several phases. The first phase consists of Tower A and B. It's almost at the highest floor already. And there will be a office tower here. And the best thing is they have this direct connection over to the mall. In Sunway Velocity 2 at the bottom, you also have certain amount of commercial. And just look at this, it's not very big, but there's so much connection being done and integrated over to the mall already. So that's the entire philosophy of design. From the main road itself, branching out, this will be the entrance in. So I like this, it's a little bit more discreet and it's a little bit more private into the space, and this will be two towers, Tower C and Tower D. Coming into the project, both towers will have their very own drop-off as well as lobby, so that's great for privacy. And in dialogue with the previous phase, the facility decks are kept at the same level. Also, when you have Tower A and B here, the overlooking seems to be the concern, but they have done their best, meaning they buffer each other using the entire facilities deck. So here you have that 1 acre landscape area here that welcomes people back home, and you can go into your car park using the speed ramps here. So this is the entire process of getting to your space. Then at the facilities deck you have the swimming pool all around here. You also have the badminton courts. It's also your multi-purpose hall. Then at the front will be your gym itself. Wow, that's very big, above your elevated car parks. And at the rooftop there will be some barbecue areas, and the views here is going to be extremely great. You're going to have the entire KL skyline. The views on the top is going to be... So the total number of units for this phase is 1051 units. For Tower A and B is 872 units. Then going up, this will be for Tower C. There will be 12 units per floor, sharing 5 lifts. And it's a linear double-loaded corridor where you have units on both sides. Pretty straightforward. And you have also Tower D, where this is done in a more dynamic way. So you have 6 lifts servicing 15 units in total. When you pick units between towers, see which one you prefer. But for Type D, there is a direct access to the mall itself, so that will be fetching some premiums in pricing lah. So the unit that we're going to check out today will be Type C, 786 square feet, and it has 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So this will be the unit layout. When you open the door, there will be a kitchen tucked at the side, the dining, the living, bedroom 1, and the principal bedroom. And you might wonder why is there a pantry here. It's because by adding a door here, suddenly this becomes a dual key unit, where this can be one owner itself and this can be another. Coming into the space, now all their products are implementing this ramp instead of a step. So that's very thoughtful, and the width of the door is already larger than usual, where the clearance is 1.1 meters. So if you're pulling a stroller or you're on a wheelchair, right, this will be very helpful. Plus, if you're moving furniture as well. Then stepping into the unit, you'll feel this side will be very spacious, as it's a space for future door allocation. If you want to make this a dual key, this will be where you insert the door. Then you have the kitchen tucked at the side. So coming into the unit, right, you will feel this sense of spaciousness. You don't have as many partitions, right? Because they did some alteration to the design. To this size of unit, right, the ratio of this kitchen to the unit is relatively big. And the width from wall to wall here is 2.5 meters. So please be informed that this is a show unit, so whenever you walk into the sales gallery, do always check with the salesperson on what's the latest promotions of materials given. Moving forward, this will be the dining space, and then this will be the living connecting to the balcony. So the width of wall to wall here is around 10 feet. The height is also around 10 feet because they have included some plaster ceiling for the interior designs. But if you look at it as a one bedroom design, this is very spacious. And the ongoing price for this leasehold project is around 900 per square feet. So this layout is going to be around 600 to 700,000. Then going out to the balcony, there will be a tiled flooring for the balcony, steel handrails, and this width of around 600 mm, right, allows you to kind of enjoy the view of your choice. One will be facing each other, which is tower A and B versus C and D. The other will be facing outside. But there's also a point to make there where there will be some uncertainty of what's going to be there in the future. Like, we don't know, is it going to be another brand new tower that's going to be blocking each other? Next to that, we will check out the very first bedroom. And this is having its own ensuite bathroom. That's cool. The wall to wall width here is pretty nice. It's around 2.7 meters. And you can perfectly put in a king size bed. Then you still have a lot of circulation space around the bed. And you have that timber flooring next to this window. And next to the bed, this will be your wardrobe space. You can even put in a dressing table if you want to. You have timber skirtings, and they will be providing air cons as well. This will be the ensuite bathroom. They're providing wiggle for basin, wriggle for WC, full height wall tile shower screen, and the shower itself, very nice. And this is also provided, so this is so complete. Then also a little detail here, you can see that they are applying ramps in between spaces, so that is the transition from a person moving from one space to another. So there will be another bedroom at the side here, and the main reason why the entrance is placed here, so it allows the possibility of this unit being turned into a dual key, as we mentioned. And going into the unit, this will be the pantry. So this unit is somewhat like a hotel unit, where you have your pantry, you have your sitting area, your wardrobe, your bed, your bathroom, and your work desk. And with this kind of typology, it gives more depth to the function of the unit. Let's say if you want to use it entirely for yourself, this can be your principal bedroom, then bedroom 2. But the shortcoming is visitors will need to go into your room to use the bathroom. Then if you don't really need such a big space, you can actually just split the unit into 2. you can either occupy this, rent the big unit out, or it can also be for extended family. So let's say if your parents actually live with you, both sides have great privacy altogether. And with the room door placement right at the front, right, it kind of distance away from everything else. Because in conventional layout, right, the door would be right next to the dining, but this one is on the other side. So I think that's a great idea too, in terms of privacy, of course. Then coming into the unit, this will be your pantry, where you can prepare drinks, you have a basin, and this will not be included in the unit. All will be included will be the electrical point and the water point here. So anytime if you want to adopt this design, by all means. Then you have the wardrobe, you have the bed, you have the timber flooring, you have the bathroom, and a table here next to your window. So the width from wall to wall here is also around 2.8 meters, pretty similar with the other bedroom. It's very nice in terms of size. Another concept that's adopted by this developer is also the BOO concept, the build, own, operate concept, where imagine when you buy a particular property in a particular township, most of the time after everything being sold and hand over to the residents, right, the developer will just and go, right? But in this case of a mixed development, most of the components are owned and operated by the developer themselves. So indirectly, it means that they have a share. They still have ownership to the development, therefore they will have responsibility to continue adding value to it. So it's as if the buyers and the developers are in the same boat moving forward in terms of investment lah. Next to the bedroom, you will have your very own ensuite again, and you will have pretty similar regal for basin. You have the vanity top given as well. You have regal WC, full height wall tiles along with the shower and the frosted window. And I guess that's all for the show unit so far. Let's go check out Sunway Velocity along with the LRT stations lah. So we are now at the intersection right in between Sunway Velocity and Sunway Velocity 2. Currently you look at the road, right, it's being extended to a very wide size, and going in this will be the entrance into the site. Just that in proximity you still have the old structures. Well, that's beyond the jurisdiction of the developer lah. So we are not too sure what will be the future for all those. And standing right in front of the site, right, at the right hand side we can see TRX, the Affin Bank Tower, the HSBC Tower. It's really close in terms of car, or if you take the LRT or the MRT. And right in front we have the mall and Sunway Education Tower. So this is where all the students is going to hang out, and this will be all the office suites, and you just imagine the job opportunity and the demand for space. And we can also experience the buffer and distance from building to building. On the scale model it looks very close, right? But in real life you can see that it's a lot of lanes away. Plus they allocated a very big buffer away from the road itself. And this is the current site we are building, the elevated car parks, almost reaching the facilities that. And this one is almost at the rooftop. Exciting. That will be the link bridge over from Tower 1 and 2 into Sunway Velocity Mall. So we are now right in front of the Velocity Mall, and this will be the link bridge over to Taman Maluri Station. And right in front there will be Aeon Taman Maluri. And this will be the very busy intersection. Also, you have a lot of other projects in proximity. So walking on the link bridge, right, it's covered and it's very noisy because of the very heavy traffic. But once you get into the mall, you got air conditioned, food, everything. Nice. Then I'm now walking on the other direction, heading on to Cochrane Station. While passing by the designer offices, then you can see a lot of commercial areas, and you can see, because now it's lunchtime, a lot of people are actually coming out for lunch lah. So there's a big lunch crowd here because of the offices around. But right next to the site, you will still have some existing old houses around, so just be informed. Then what I really like is they also provide very comfortable walkways for people to actually walk around the township. They also have a tactile for those who need it, right? And this is pedestrian level. If you want something higher, then there will be an elevated walkway into the train station itself. Then for the corporate office towers in Sunway Velocity, they are also MSC status. It's going to be a great alternative for those who want to be close to TRX, so they want to have their support offices here. And the MSC status is pretty important for certain brands of corporate. Then we are now at the link bridge in between the mall to the Nanjing Street, where you can enjoy all range of Chinese cuisines. The entire street atmosphere is pretty nice, and because of that, the yield for the properties here used to be really high before COVID. So now it's still in the recovery state. That is the medical center at the far end. And again, you can see the linkage from this side walking over to the other side, and all of them are complementing each other. And it's really convenient. The office crowd is real, so it's a mix between office crowd and students because there's a college around. And imagine when you stay opposite you, these are all walking distance or a link bridge away, so that's pretty convenient. And I guess that's all. It's now time for Sean's take 3 on 3. While walking to Cochrane MRT station, right, the first 3 things I like, number 1, would be the brand of developer itself, because they just have this very solid proven track record. They have obviously done this kind of typologies before. Not only that, they are constantly improving on the existing township, so walkways like this, and they understand that benefit of having everything integrated, which is great for living, great for convenience, great for commercial activities. So for new property buyers, especially buying a brand new property, there's always this fear of not knowing how the common areas look like, not knowing how the link bridge look like. You will constantly have that fear of mismatch between expectation versus what is delivered. But for this brand of developer, you have no concern for that, because if you really do have concern, you can just walk over and you can really feel the vibrancy, feel the build quality, the benefit of connectivity, and etc. As I was saying, this will be the Cochrane station, right in front of IKEA and MyTown. So just in case Velocity Mall and the retail couldn't satisfy your need, you can just come over here and you just check out the distance away from TRX. And it really takes a very experienced team to execute such planning. Everyone knows the importance of connectivity, right? But how many is willing to put out the money, go through all the hassle in building link bridges like this? Like, this is so comfortable. All this will be beneficial to the project itself, also the value. And that's the second point, the design philosophy of the project itself. So it's very obvious, as we mentioned just now, the keyword here is integrated living, where you are really living with such convenience. In terms of commercial unit, you can just walk downstairs, or you can walk opposite to Sunway Velocity. If those are not enough, you can go to conventional shop offices, which is around the corner as well, or you can take the MRT to KLCC to TRX, or you can take a Grab or just drive out. So everything is really in proximity. And when you have different components such as medical center, hotel, mall, offices, this will create demand for space. That also translates into great investment opportunities for the project. Plus, with the connectivity to TRX, to the main commercial hubs, right? Like, how many can actually afford to live within TRX itself, right? You are one street away from the upcoming financial hub, which is TRX and the 118 tower. So that is also very exciting, and that's point number 3. This location is very solid. In terms of connectivity to the city, check. In terms of connectivity to MRTs and LRTs, right? Not 1, not 2, but 3 stations altogether. You have the Cochrane, which where we are right now. We checked out the Maluri run just now, and there will be one more upcoming, which is the Chan Shaolin station. And the confusion you will have with your neighbors or your colleagues here is which train station to meet up in the future. So although the address is Cheras, right, but if you really pay attention, it's 1 street away from Jalan Tun Razak. And when you look into the price difference between addresses, right, although it's 1 street away, you really find value here. For the 3 things I don't like, number 1 will be the density of the location. Because of its proximity to the city, because of all the connectivity benefits, its convenience and etc., that's why there will be a lot of demand for space. Hence, it translates into a lot of residential towers around this area. So within the project itself, there's already 1,800 plus units already. And at the neighboring lots, at the other projects in proximity, right? As we discussed a lot in the channel, job opportunities is a direct translation into demand for space. Therefore, by being very close to KL City and even within Velocity itself, there's a lot of offices. It will make sense for a lot of people to reside here. Then the second point would be the exact trade-off for being in such a developed, connected location. The noise and the congestion is part of the location as well. And just by walking around, you can see a lot of construction ongoing, you can see a lot of traffic, and the roads are just busy, right? But the developer of course take note of this, so they have taken the initiative to widen the road right in front. And I like the entrance is a junction into the secondary road before going into the side instead of just turning in from the main road itself, so I like that. And now I just can't wait for phase 1 to be completed so we can test out the soundproofing of the window itself. But if you are really working within Tun Razak area, Jalan Ampang area, right? Even Jam, right? One road away. Okay ma, right, I think. And last of all will be the microsite conditions. So if you were to walk around the site now, there are still a lot of empty lands around, which is surprising to a certain extent. We don't know what's going to be there. If it's a residential block, then it's going to be competition. If it's for office block, then it may create a certain catalyst or whatsoever, we don't know. And that's the uncertainty, I don't know. Then also within the same neighborhood, you have a mixture of very, very old buildings. I guess it's also good if you like local stuff. You have the local shop offices, a row or two of them, right in front of NSK. And it's within walking distance away from the project. Then you also need to drive past some single-story structures that are not really developed. I'm not too sure about the land ownership and all. So that will somewhat affect the experience back home if you were to drive, but if you are constantly taking the trains, you wouldn't even notice because borderline, it feels like Singapore. We're coming up from the station, I'll just go up this elevator walkway and it will be lit with lights during night time. Walking through the offices, the commercial areas, on the way I'll grab something, then directly connecting into my residence itself. That will be part of the experience in comparison to pocket land developments where the only way in and out would be to drive. Right? This is very, very different, which is exciting lah. And I guess that's all for this episode. Do I like the project? From an investment perspective, I really like it because it fulfills a lot of things. So when we compare between different projects around, right, it's important to check whether it's a master plan integrated development. Then when we talk about connection to public transport, right, when all of them have public transport, then what will be the experience like and how many different tracks is connected to? Of course, the more the better lah. And last of all will be the proximity to job opportunities, and this is going to directly translate into rental demand in the future for your unit itself. So it's pretty exciting. And with that, shout out to the team for having me, and if you really like this episode, like it, share and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan with TRX behind me. Cool. Ciao.